Tonight, the Marion County criminal justice system and Judge Mark Stoner are taking a lot of heat for the sentencing of the man who's convicted of killing IMPD officer Breanne Leath. Fellow officers, prosecutors, Leath's friends and family are outraged at the sentence of time served for Elias Dorsey. It started as a death penalty case, but it ended with a conviction of reckless homicide of a police officer. There were calls for Judge Stoner to step down, but as our Dustin Grove discovered today, the Indianapolis Bar Association is defending the judge.
Why the Bar Association and not the judge himself? Well, that's because judges by law cannot respond to criticism or any other comments about their cases. And the bar rarely, if ever, does this either. But in this case, the president told me they felt they had to.
There's no doubt that the death of Officer Leath is a senseless tragedy. It's unfortunate, and I share the frustration that there are not greater protections for our police officers in the sentencing guidelines.
Indianapolis Bar Association President David Duncan says critics should not target the judge, who was bound by those guidelines when handing down his sentence.
So the judge has to make a ruling within those sentencing guidelines. They start in the middle, and they consider what's known as aggravating and mitigating circumstances.
A jury found Elias Dorsey guilty but mentally ill for the shooting back in April of 2020. Officer Breanne Leath responded to a domestic disturbance call when Dorsey shot through the door, killing her. Dorsey then shot at his girlfriend as she tried to run out of the apartment. He was sentenced to 25 years for her attempted murder. When it came to the reckless homicide charge for killing Officer Leath, where did he end up on that spectrum?
9 months short of the six-year maximum that he could have imposed.
Can you understand the frustration, though, that this person was convicted of trying to kill someone and got more time than the crime that he was convicted of for actually killing Officer Leath?
I certainly can understand the frustration, but I don't think that broad sweeping comments that condense this issue down into sound bites is a service to our public.
Duncan says it should instead involve a longer community conversation between everyone, police, judges, lawmakers, and city leaders, about how to reform sentencing guidelines, especially when it comes to the killing of a police officer.
I think the Dorsey situation is just one case, right? It's a symptom of the larger issue, and we would support, addressing the real issues that the FOP and others have with the sentencing guidelines.
Duncan told me the bar supports sentencing enhancements that would allow a judge to add more time behind bars when a police officer is killed. He says that would have to happen at the state level, though, and some lawmakers have already indicated they plan to take that up when they return next year. Dustin Grove, 13 News.
Dorsey is still in prison tonight while he was sentenced to time served in Officer Leath's death. He was also sentenced to 25 years in prison for the attempted murder of his then girlfriend.